I was actually on the phone with SDPD Intel, you know, saying, look, nobody's taking my report, what do I do? All these guys are, you know, in my face telling me that, you know, I can't be here. Then Border Angels started coming over and sticking up for me. And officer, I am totally opposed to this woman and her beliefs, but we are American. I want to walk in solidarity with this woman and I want to see you stop me. He goes in, of course, we were stopped. We weren't allowed to be together based, I guess, on our color or our political views. The officer in charge at first, he changed his story a few times. First it was, you know, he took orders from the federal government that told us that we're not allowed there. Then he said, oh no, I made the decision. He's the agent of the federal government. He never came through. He told me he would tell me exactly who, you know, he had this meeting with that told us that we weren't allowed to walk on public property. Changed his story for a few times, also on video. They didn't give us any officer complaint forms for our brutal treatment. And like I said, you just have to watch the videos and see with your own eyes to see what was going on. Every time, you know, if my camera went like this and there was an officer there, it's because they were grabbing me. So the charges of Francisco were trespassing and resisting arrest. Now, we were clearly within the special little spot, you know, designated, you know, with the cones. We were in that area, and she said something that obviously pissed off the cops and said, I cannot believe you are letting the Mexican government officials tell you what American citizens can do on our soil. Grabbed her, twisted her up, threw her in the car. Then of course the cops in there are accusing her of being a traitor. Why are you going against your own government? She says, I'm sorry, I'm an American citizen. But they didn't provide the complaint forms. They also wouldn't even provide the name, you know, of each person. And this is all our rights. We did not break any laws. We did everything within the law. And we were completely segregated and discriminated upon by race and these preconceived notions of what we believe, because Enrique Morones, Mexican government agent, tells our government how to treat our citizens.
See you.
Anyways, we posted that, immigration watchdog and fair and this and that, with quick links to the SDPD complaint forms along with the phone numbers. For the first 2 weeks, you couldn't get through in less than 15 minutes. That's how many people from around the nation were coming in or, you know, complaining about what they had seen. 3 days after that, police show up at my door after 10 p.m. and, oh, I heard you might be in danger. Can we come in? No, I'm okay. What? You know, but I just let them in because I didn't think anything, and I was actually almost, it seemed a little stinky, but I was almost flattered, like, wow, somebody cares about me, you know, because I did just get beat up. And, you know, so I was almost flattered that somebody thought of me. Anyways, I'm down on the couch. They have to search my whole house, supposedly, to see if I'm being held hostage. 2 days later, I get a search warrant. All these people put me in handcuffs, go in and take all my computers, discs, cords, cameras, tapes, just anything digital media related. Minutemen, you know, documentation, Minutemen meetings, all over the news. They're making me out to be this big important leader and this special, you know, videographer. I mean, that was the final straw. I know they went there. First of all, they can't even produce the 911 call of somebody who supposedly came in, but then they used a vandalism incident in an illegal migrant canyon that had already been cleaned out, that, you know, and they say, oh, this was vandalized, and we have eyewitnesses that said you did it, even though I was in San Juan Capistrano. So that gave them the right to come into my house. I just picked up the affidavit for the search warrant. This happened February 8th, but I picked it up 2 days ago. Oh my gosh. So not only, I'm freaking superwoman, let me tell you, because I can be in 2 places at once. I can steal computers, digital cameras, cell phones, and slash them up, all while chasing people with knives on video. Anyways, that's what's going on now. They have my stuff, and it's not just my computers and just my media. It's my whole life. It's 12 years. My whole life is digital. My children's first steps, my wedding, my divorce, which was much more exciting than my wedding, let me tell you. Driving down the Big Sur naked. You know, I mean, they don't need to see that stuff, but all my business plans, all my resumes, all my, yeah, well, go make friends with the investigators. I know they're liking it. Chef in the red bikini is really cool, too. And I know they're laughing their ass off about that. They tried to make me out to be this big criminal and domestic terrorist, and all they're looking at is useless you know, just garbage. It's my life, and I've been invaded. You know, they stole from me under the color of the law. Unlawful search warrant. Anyways, these so-called eyewitnesses, one of them is a rape suspect, which is exact same detective, and officers refuse to investigate, even though his picture's everywhere and he looks exactly just like the sketch. Oh yeah, and then he led the attack on John Monty with 7 other guys. 8 guys attack him. Oh yeah, exact same guy. I have him on video all the time flipping out, and Claudia Smith has to pull him aside and, you know, control him. They're out to get me. The detective called me yesterday and he's pissed off that I gave his phone number to people. But, you know, I said, I'm sorry, I won't do it again, but I can't be responsible for whoever has it now.